once again, everybody, welcome back to the Eric Zane Show podcast. On Mondays, we break it up into two acts because I have to take a break for the workplace meeting, all things rock at Q100. We pick it up with J.D. Vance getting sworn in.
Raise your right hand and repeat after
Live.
me.
This is actually like happening now.
I, James David Vance, do solemnly swear
I, James David Vance, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend
Justice
the
Roberts.
Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
He's
that
got
I
a
will
bunch
bear
of
true
Band-Aids.
faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation
His kid didn't
freely
even
that I
comb
take
his
this
fucking
obligation
hair.
freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
Justice
on which I'm
Roberts?
about to enter.
on
Right.
which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
No, that's not
Congratulations,
Justice
Mr. Vice
Roberts.
President.
That's the guy that was became justice during Trump's term. I forgot that fucker's name.
And we have a new Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, sworn in by Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
That's the-
What we should note is that the second lady, Usha Vance, actually clerked for Brett Kavanaugh
What's his
when
name?
he was a judge
Musk
at the
is
United
there.
States Court of Appeals for the
Logan
District of
Paul
Columbia.
and Jake
Usha
Paul are
also
there.
clerked for Chief Justice John Roberts when he was
Bezos
at the
is
Supreme
there.
Court. She is a noted lawyer herself.
Presidential oath of office.
Right.
And they are slowly ushering their young children
Obama.
out the door,
I don't
along
know if
with
Mrs. Obama
J.D.
is
Vance's
there.
mother,
There's Biden,
as it is just
Harris's
12:01,
husband, Clinton,
the time when the new president is supposed to be sworn in.
George W. Barron
Now the
Trump.
Chief
Raise your
Justice.
right hand and
He's the
repeat
tall
after
one.
me. I, Donald John Trump,
This
do
is Roberts
solemnly
swearing.
swear
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
Ivanka looks
that I
dumb.
will
Not
faithfully
Ivanka.
execute
the
Melania
office
looks
of
awesome.
President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Biden shakes his hand. He doesn't even know his hand is shaking. Fire the guns.
And now we have the 47th President of the United States, President Donald Trump, only the second president in history to serve non-consecutive terms, sworn in on the Bible given to him by his mother and the Lincoln Bible,
9 consecutive terms?
congratulated by his family and friends.
Oh, non-consecutive terms.
Oh, you noticed a little scrambling there of the family to get up there, and they moved a couple of the music numbers later to get this done as close to noon as they possibly could. About 20 minutes behind on the regular schedule, but they repositioned. I don't
All
know
right.
that it's
Well, he's on the
absolutely
clock.
essential, but it's certainly traditional to get that done at noon.
And because of that, we're not sure what's next. We don't know if it's the end.
Way to start the Trump
Biden
administration.
looks like a walking wax figure.
Because the schedule has been changed around a little bit.
A little bit, for sure. There you go. Now, it's expected that today is the day for 200, executive orders. 200 executive orders. Molly is here. She says, I swear to fuck, if they say Grandpa Joe, well, then Trump is Grandpa Trump. Well, the thing about it is, Grandpa Joe and Sleepy Joe and all that shit, that all came about based on him, having the what appears to have all those senior moments. They have to be with great regularity. Like Trump would have to misspeak all the goddamn time and mumble through shit and all that other bullshit. Trump still, for the most part, displays sharpness. Yes, he's old. Sorry, my hat's all fucked up. But I think you have to earn those names. I think that they apply only when, something happens that warrants it. Chris says, I wonder if Mitch McConnell is there frozen. Like, Mitch! Senator Mitch! God, that was incredible. What a moment that was when he did that. All right. So there's talk about executive orders. And by the way, here's some pictures of various people showing up. There's the Trump kids and the husband. This is Barron Trump. He was like a little buddy back when Dad was made president the first time, when Dad was sworn in. Remember, everybody thought he was all fucked up? I don't think he's fucked up now. And I think he's like brilliant. Barron Trump. He's enormous too. He's 6'7", this fucker. Here's his uncles and his aunt's husband. This is George W., Mrs. Bush, Obama. What's his name? The guy that Trump wanted to hang. What's that guy's name? He's in the background there. I forget. He was vice president when Trump was president. John McCain. That's it. Here's Clinton. Mrs. Clinton. Some fucker who looks like he's drunk in the background. Hot chick. This is a hot chick that's with Vivek. That's that guy, that Indian dude. Ramaswamy. Like, he loves America. He's all like full of crazy shit. I didn't see that RFK Jr. anywhere. If he was there, though, his shirt would be off. Dan Quayle sighting. Wow. And then look at his wife. God damn, she looks horrible. Clinton still looks pretty good. Hillary, George W. looks like he's taking a dump in this picture. Here's a lady with an odd-shaped head. Bezos and his fiancée. Looks like she's wearing this. I think somebody described this as a peekaboo bra because it like shows you a little titty. Didn't Bezos, when he got divorced, like he made his wife, his ex-wife, the richest woman in the world? When you can take the wealth of Jeff Bezos, cut it in half, and they're still like the two wealthiest people on the planet. Like she immediately becomes number 2. Incredible. You know, there's a lot of fucked up people in that rotunda where this is all going on. Pence, Maureen says. That's who that was. It was not John McCain. John McCain? Is that his name? McCain. John McCain is dead, as is Pete Rose. Breaking news. Let's see. Molly says, fucking hell, where's your MAGA gear at, Easy? I'm disappointed. I expected you to have flags in the background. Pickup truck with flags in red, white, and blue apparel. Have you lost your mind, woman? Why would I do that? I didn't do that for anybody. No, I think that this is going to be as entertaining as the first go-around. Bob says, can we get a wellness check on Tophus? You see, some of you, like Bob there, you guys love Trump. Okay? And there's a lot of audience members who just love him but don't really like say it out in public. But you have to. You need to. As I've said before, people on this show who are MAGA, you're actually the good ones. You are the good ones. You're the ones that I love. You're the ones that I respect. Look at David here. He's all about Trump. He's happy as can be. I would say at least a third of the audience is Trump. Nick says, let the prosperity begin. Linda is not a team player. She says, fuck Trump. So does Stevie. Chris says, Trump us. I don't know what that means. I can't tell where you lie on this. But nevertheless, I am here for the spectacle, and I am here to wish Trump well. I hope he does a great job. And you know who I had a discussion with about this? Bob says he's not MAGA. You are too. Quit splitting hairs, you cock. I had a discussion with this exact thing about Madison, who is as liberal as they come. She goes, Dad, I do not want bad things to happen to Donald Trump. And I hope he does a good job. And if he does, I will be happy. And I go, that's a great attitude. That is a great, great attitude. That is cooperative. You don't have to like it. He's not there to be your friend. He might be a fucking asshole. But I'm anxious to see the leadership qualities of him. Because at the end of the day, this is going to come back to how he is on an international stage with other countries going forward. The world is in turmoil right now. There's some really, really bad things that are happening. Can he help navigate that? Close to home, can he make it so that people do not feel alienated, objectified, discriminated against? All very, very important. If Trump can calm down the base and make it so that people who are staunch Trump supporters, who are bigoted and discriminatory by nature, to get that attitude to not be so easily flaunted for the good of humanity and the country. I think that that's very important. Now, if Trump gets in and starts rolling back freedoms for people, in particular gay people, which obviously is near and dear to me, it was before I found out that my daughter was gay. Then, that would be a problem if that started to happen. And then it's like that's a fucking demonic thing in my opinion. Horrible. Tyler writes, so begins Order 66, or whatever his fucking plan was to take over the world is called, that everyone was freaking out about. I don't remember. I don't even know if that was his. A lot of people say it is. I don't know. Whatever. Just fucking be nice to people, for God's sake. Linda says, I stopped watching the news right after the election. Bob says, if you don't want to hear the news, there's always free beer and hot wings. Tyler says that was a Star Wars joke. Okay, I got you. Project 100. It was Project something. Project Red Light, Green Light. All right. Update. Last week, I told you about how I jumped out of the Boomer Bunker live stream and made some fat jokes to those fat fucks. And then I said, let's talk about Boring Dean getting fired as the horse jack-off guy by his own sister at the farm. I didn't see it right then because I left right after I said what I wanted to say. Some guy named Bud Vugger, I don't know who it is. I remember the name, used to be on this show, who now likes that show. He wrote, "Hey, Zane, how's your mom?" It's like, what the fuck? That's literally, they might think that that's like a a mean thing that can make me go, oh, no, we got a bit of a dead mom joke. Oh, shit. That is going to hurt me. I don't know. She's probably healthier than the two fat slobs on the team that are actually doing the show. I would say that my mom, being 4 years dead, has a better chance of living a long life than Kate and John. There's more life in my mom than there is in John and Kate. Okay? That's fantastic. But, you know, I think they realize that there is literally nothing you can say that could ever make me go, oh, no, they got me. It's impossible. There's nothing anyone can say anywhere that could ever upset me about anything. It's not possible. I don't have the ability to get upset about anything that anyone says about me. I just like, okay, great. And I think overall, since that is my mentality, most people realize that. So they don't even bother. It's a waste of breath. It allows me to do fun things on this show when that happens. So I'm happy about that. And I did hear that they did not issue even one utterance about my comments, which is okay. I didn't expect them to. But I was just hoping they'd see it. And I know they do. Because you can tell when I would make my comment, they'll be like looking at the camera, and then all of a sudden you'll see this, which is staring at the chat, reading the words. And they both can't read well, so it's tough for them. And it's obvious that they're reading what I have to say, which is awesome. Chris writes, joining late. Easy, still coming for heads today? Yes. Maureen says, Trump, quote, my life was saved for a reason. My life was saved to make America great again. Standing ovation. All right. I didn't realize he's actually making a speech.
An assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then and believe even more so now that my life was saved for a reason.
Great timing.
I was saved by God to make America great again.
I was saved to make it. That's a great comment.
Thank you.
Look at if the tall kid doesn't even believe it.
Thank you very much.
God hates Trump. God, I cannot believe they're not getting shots of people rolling their eyes.
That is why each day under our administration of American patriots, we will be working to meet every crisis with dignity and power and strength. We will move with purpose and speed to bring back hope,
I'm always amazed
prosperity,
how those
safety, and
show
peace
the words,
for
but you can't
citizens
see
of
the
every
words.
race, religion, color, and creed. For American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day. It is my hope that our recent presidential election will be remembered as the greatest and most consequential election in the history of our country. As our victory showed, the entire nation is rapidly unifying behind our agenda with dramatic increases in support from virtually every element of our society, young and old.
No, what helped with that was the
men
TikTok
and women,
ban.
African Americans, Hispanic
He turned it
Americans,
around.
Asian Americans,
College
urban,
students.
suburban, rural. And very importantly, we had a powerful win in all 7 swing states. And the popular vote, we won by millions of people.
It's true. He did. Way to go, assholes.
To the Black and Hispanic communities, I want to thank you for the tremendous outpouring of love and trust that you have shown me with your vote. We set records, and I will not forget it. I've heard your voices in the campaign, and I look forward to working with you in the years to come. Today is Martin Luther King Day, and his honor, this will be a great honor, but in his honor, we will strive together to make his dream a reality. We will make his dream come true.
I don't believe anything this asshole says. There's no fucking way any of that is going to happen. Adam says, zoom into Harris rolling her eyes. Oh, my God, would that be awesome? Chris says, has he addressed the elephant in the room, roast beef price surge? Man. All right. Enough of this. But thank you, Maureen. It's crazy how you said that line, and the delay was such that once I clicked on it, it was exactly at that point. That's fucking poetic. Let's talk about the Fat-a-thon. It's really shitty what is going on with the Fat-a-thon. I'm not going to lie. Amanda and Jeremy had fucking horrible weeks. Amanda lost 1 pound. 1 fucking pound. Now, I noticed that when these losers have horrible weeks like they both did, I usually get several lines of text. Usually trying to talk their way out of the fact that they didn't try. They chose not to do what they wanted to do. Now, I don't care. I don't care if you don't gain or don't lose another pound ever again. I do not care. I'm pulling for you to lose the weight. But you're probably going to fuck it up. You're both fucking it up right now. You spent the last 7 days fucking off. That's what happened to these two slobs for the last week. I think Amanda is more glaring of a problem than Jeremy. Typically, when people start weight loss programs, they drop tons of weight fast. Amanda didn't do bad that first week. She lost a few. But I think that this is falling off. She'll probably be out before too long. Starts off with a negative comment. This is incredibly hard, and I hate it. Well, let me stop you right there, Bison. Anything worth doing is hard. It's supposed to be. If it were easy, everyone would do it. You're clearly not cut out for this. So you get this defeatist attitude in the first sentence alone. This is incredibly hard, and I hate it. Well, go back to dying. There's always that. You fucking sow. Go back to dying. If I wasn't so broke right now, I'd feel better because I could buy all the expensive, good food alternatives for my sweets. Oh, my God. It isn't so much that it's hard. You just suck at it. You're buying all these food alternatives. You know what I don't think you're buying, actually, is food. You don't buy food. You don't eat salads. You don't eat lean meats. It doesn't have to be that expensive. It honestly doesn't. If you did any amount of research into this and tried, instead of buying one pile of shit processed food, you buy the low-calorie version of it, A, you'd save yourself a lot of money, and B, you'd actually be eating appropriate foods. But you're too stupid to do that. So there's that. Anyway, she writes, I've been avoiding sweets by sleeping. This is Amanda's way to lose weight. Going to bed. Last night at bowling was my cheat night. I think every day for you has been a cheat night, Amanda. Give me a break. 4 shots and some funnel cakes. Funnel cake fries. Doesn't this make it that much worse when she was telling us about taking a shit earlier today? You're the worst. Otherwise, hey, I'm just avoiding fast food. I'll make substitutions once other foods are gone. So what does that mean? You're going to eat shit again? You're not even trying. Example, I'll switch my peanut butter used to dip my apple slices for Greek vanilla yogurt and PB2 protein powder. Morale and motivation's low. I want to give up thinking what is the point? So help in that area is needed. Fuck you. I'm not helping you with anything. Do it yourself, you fucking asshole. What do you think I am? Fucking Tony Horton? Somebody to pump you up? God damn it, you're going to die. That should be all the motivation you need, you piece of shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's loser number 1 for the day. Loser number 2 is this piece of shit, Jeremy. Oh my God. I'm not letting you off the hook, you fucking sow. At least she lost a pound. You gained. What? After all you've done, you gained? Listen to this bullshit. A weird week this week. I went to Rochester for 2 days and somehow came back at 280, even though I only barely ate like a jackass on Tuesday. Got down to 276.9 Saturday morning, then went to my buddy's brewery for his birthday, Lions game party, and put some of it back on. No excuses, though. No, those all were excuses. I didn't do good enough this week. My self-control obviously wasn't good enough, and I have to do better at that. I'm going to look into Body P90X today since I have the day off. I'll let you know in the chat if that's something I can financially afford. I'll do better this week. Yeah, I would suggest firing me on the Patreon for the goddamn P90X. That's okay. You can do that, you know. Come on, man. You too. Jesus. So let me see officially how much weight he gained. All right. He was at 275.6. I can't even do the math. I'm so furious at you people. 278.2 minus 275.6. You gained 2.6 pounds. What the fuck? So that means between you and Amanda, minus 3.6 between the two of you. That is pathetic. That is absolutely terrible. David says at least Jeremy hasn't given up like Amanda. I don't think she's given up, but I think she needs an attitude adjustment. When you start with, this is hard and I hate it, you're done. Yeah, I mean, essentially you've quit. Oh, this is hard. Oh, I hate this. I lost 1 pound. You have any idea how hard that is to lose 1 pound? I've been working it to the bone, guys. I'm wore out. This is so hard. I better just go back to, I'm going to the bowling alley. I get 4 fucking shots and some funnel cake fries. Hey, guys. I'm really tired after a week. I'm really ripped. I'm so ripped, I'm just going to have to go back to being a fat fuck. My God. Linda said, isn't Amanda getting some weight loss, quote-unquote, supplement this week? By the way, this is what you get when you sign up for Fatathon. If you turn into a pile of shit like these two shit emojis have, this is what you get. And it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I imagine Amanda will be out by the end of the day. Jeremy, who knows where he is after this beatdown. Kenny left. He's dead. I don't even know where the fuck that guy is. Someone suggested Kenny might be on this. He mentioned some weirdo diet that he was going to do. He might be, there's the speculation that he left to do the diet, and then he's going to come back a new man. And I would love that. I thought that would be fantastic. I'll even give him the benefit of the doubt that actually is what is happening, because I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. No one is sure what happened to him. Kenny says, can we try calling the symbol maker? I can't do it because, well, you guys know Stevie told me I have to leave him alone. Jeremy says, this beatdown is more motivation to do better. The better I do, the less of a beatdown I get. I deserve it when I fuck up. Chris says he's on the boomer bunker now. Chris D says, LOL, easy. A few weeks ago on Lost Zane Recordings, there was a fatathon on BBL, and a guy had a goal of 240 or something, and you beat the hell out of him. LOL, so good. Linda says, this is why I won't sign up for Fatathon. It's not for everyone. There's no question. Linda says January 20th is the start of the end of the month. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't have the time nor the energy to be hunting down. I don't chase individual audience members. For your old pal EZ today, it's pretty much wash, rinse, repeat. Same food every day. Half cup cottage cheese. Hard-boiled eggs. Maybe a hunk of cheese, small. Maybe some protein. Like we've got these chicken snacks. It's like just fucking chicken breast. You just pop a couple pieces of chicken breast in your mouth. Chris says, except for after Ben and Eric, when the golden grams beckon, I'm not buying them. And the key to not eating after the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast is to eat before the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Maureen says, Amanda says this motivates her. I would cry if you called me a bison or a sow. I have fragile feelings like that. Yeah, I don't have any problem talking shit about Amanda, the fucking sperm whale that shows up here and announces details of her shit on the podcast. You asshole. I will say this. If Kenny comes back and there's no like explanation or story, I would be disappointed with that. Like, what's going on? People are actually wondering what happened. There are actually people that are like concerned. And I think you need to tell them what's going on. I don't, that's a little weird, Tyler goes with, hey guys, hey, you should have seen the log I pinched off this morning. Oh man, I had a great shit. It was a lumpy, full of peanuts and shit. Hey. Amanda, you're a fucking mess. I just heard a weird noise. Did you all hear that noise? What was that noise? What does that even mean? Isn't that the sound of when, like, you pull out a USB or some shit like that? Doo-doo-doo. Bob says, pretty sure Kenny went back to listening to Free Beer and Hot Wings. I don't think that's true. Are you basing that on because somebody sent an email and it was signed Kenny in Nashville? Is that what you're telling me? Because I heard that too. And I'm sure there are plenty of people named Kenny in Nashville. There is no way. Even if I went on here and said horrible things that were, let's say I went on here and freaked out and said terrible things about Kenny's family. I still don't think he would listen to Free Beer and Hot Wings because he hates them. All right. So that is probably the most disheartening Fat-a-thon update we have had to date. And I blame you two rotund, disgusting individuals for making that come to fruition. All 600 pounds of you two ought to be ashamed of yourselves for how you let yourselves and everyone down this past week. Absolutely horrible. You didn't even try. Here's the three problems. Here's the three giving up moments of the week. Amanda, Jeremy, 1 and 1A, and then the Lions. Okay? And it's close between those two. It's not even, and the Lions, everybody knows that they didn't even try. The Lions didn't even prepare in any way for that fucking game. They were still reveling in the Vikings victory. They spent 2 weeks getting fat, reading headlines, and being assholes. And then this is what you get. I titled my first podcast, Fire Dan Campbell, Cut Jared Goff. Chris says if it happens 2 weeks in a row, we should just change it to a weight gain contest. If they gain weight next week or if they have another bad week, I'm just going to cancel the whole thing because I don't want to waste time just screaming at two fat fucks who don't know how to do what they're fully capable of doing. So I fully expect Amanda to be out. Jeremy might save it. But the fact that Amanda starts her stupid email with, this is hard and I hate it. Yeah, give up. Give up. I don't know how old you are. I can't tell because the fat takes away the wrinkles in your face. But you're gonna have a fucking grabber probably when you're taking a shit, and that's just the way it is. And you signed up for that. You're like, God, this is hard saving my life. I think I'll just die. Okay, all right. We're not gonna feel bad about that. We tried. You wanted to be part of this, asshole. My God, what a piece of shit. Let's see. Chris K says Kenny hasn't listened since Eric Zane left. He wouldn't go back. Bob says that's a lie. There was one day last year where Kenny in Nashville called in and it 100% was Kenny. I do not believe that. I do not believe that at all. The problem is you saying that because I guarantee you he's either watching this later or under a fake account or whatever, or people are reporting to him. That's going to cause him to have like a, wait a minute moment. That's not true. Where he fucking spins out. So I'm just telling you right now, I don't believe that. You don't need to explain it. Chris says, didn't that noise happen once when you were roasting some people on Facebook or something? I don't know. How the fuck would I know when a noise happened? What the fuck kind of question? Hey, EZ, do you remember that one time when you were talking and then on Facebook there was a noise? And then, what? Let's see. Apparently, all the HVAC work is done because Senior Fuckface is here, and he will now be silenced. It's real easy to tell when Joe is in the room. The thing is, though, he won't stop. It'll be 5 months from now, and he'll still be making the same comments. The only way we can ever get him to stop is if, like, the Michigan football team's plane crashes. That's the only way he'll stop. So we have to hope for that.
Okay, thank you all. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Wrapping up his speech.
Thank you.
The inaugural address of the 47th President of the United States, Donald Trump. It was billed as an optimistic and hopeful address. Donald Trump said he wants to be a peacemaker and a unifier, promising to put America first and to usher in a revolution of common sense. In his words, you just heard him say, our golden age has just begun. But he then plunged into a list of grievances, said from this moment on, America's decline is over. We're going to dig into the details of this speech. But I think first we want to hear from Carrie Underwood, who is set to deliver America the Beautiful. And then we'll talk about some of the details that President Donald Trump just outlined in his inaugural address, describing a Liberation Day, saying, too, that they will declare a crisis on the southern border and that, in his words, we will be a rich nation again. Donald Trump also using an inaugural address to say there are only two genders, male and female.
Oh, you see.
Also talking about full back pay for those who refuse the COVID vaccine.
Two genders.
It sounds like they're just trying to get the music ready to hear from Carrie Underwood. This remarkable moment where you see 5 presidents of the United States in one room. It was more like a State of the Union than an inaugural address in many ways, and that's in part because of the location inside the Capitol Rotunda, as opposed to out on that inaugural platform. And so people stood and applauded. That's not something we usually see in an inaugural address.
She wrote, she's still
But it
not
was
singing
notable
awkward.
that none of
Boy,
the former presidents stood up and applauded throughout his remarks, including the former Republican president, George W. Bush. That's what I was just going to say, yes.
Either party.
Nora, it was interesting to hear the now president say, I was saved by God to make America great, talking about that attempt on his life back in July. So he believes he doesn't just have a political mandate. He believes he has some mandate from the divine in seeing out the next 4 years.
Just standing there.
And John Dickerson, you've looked at so many of these inaugural addresses. Donald Trump has always had a different style. His last one was described as dark. How would you describe this one?
Well, as you noted, I mean, I guess let's listen.
For spacious skies, for amber waves of grain.
Beautiful.
For purple mountain majesties.
I think it's mountains. Two genders. Yeah, that's really accepting. Oh, he leans in for the kiss.
Carrie Underwood there asking the crowd to join her. She said, you know the words. It's even there's going to be a new Department of Government Efficiency. They need to work on the music, I guess, first of all. The backup music was not there for there. But really a remarkable
Senator Fisher will now introduce the
performance.
benediction clergy.
We don't need that. I don't know what to think about that. I know there's a lot of people that are like, here's the issue. When you say there are only two genders, I think we're in a day and an age when it's a little bit more fluid than that. What do you do to the person like our Ash? How do you look that person in the face and say, you can't change your gender? I think that's been a thing that's always been, but it isn't now. It isn't until now that people actually say, yeah, this is how I feel. You know what I mean? This is how I feel because of this, and this. So that's a thing. There are millions of Americans who live like that. Why is that such a big fucking deal? I don't understand. This is what is concerning to me about rolling back various things that are afforded to people who are experiencing that in their life, rolling back freedoms that they have because of a fucked up ideology, in my opinion. All right, that's enough for me and my soapbox. Starman says facts don't care about feelings, though. Well, as it is on this show, all comments and add-ins and chats are worth something. You all have opinions, and that's important. Let's see. Pooh Bear wants to go to Meyer, so I have to take her to Meyer. It's snowing like fuck. Where we are right now, it's like fucking Buffalo. All right? It's sub-zero. It's snowing like fuck. It's crazy outside. So I have to be the guy to take Pooh Bear to the goddamn grocery store. That is my thing. By the way, I did not mention this, but the Buffalo Bills, they won their game against the Baltimore Ravens. All right? You know how you talk about how the Lions fans are bummed out. All these teams get bummed out when they lose. All right? Buffalo, they won, but they've, in my opinion, experienced the worst of it. The Ravens, I think Lamar is like 3-5 in the postseason. Lamar, they would have tied the game late. Lamar threw a 2-point conversion to some piece of shit, and that asshole, it hit him in the hands. He had it. He's falling into the end zone, and then that piece of shit dropped the fucking ball. And Lamar was cool about it in the press conference after. But in my opinion, he should have just gone off on that guy and said, yeah, we lost because that piece of shit. Also, in the NFC, the Rams lost. Now, I'm trying to remember who beat it. Philly beat them. Philly beat the Rams, but that game was close too. So that means that Philly goes to the NFC Championship game against Washington. Can Washington keep that type of magic? A lot of people don't realize that's a first-year new ownership, first-year new general manager, first-year coach, rookie quarterback. And the Washington Commanders march into Detroit and not just beat them, destroy them, humiliate them. One of the more lopsided NFL playoff games you'll ever see against a heavily favored team. That better hurt, Lions fans. There's going to be a lot more where that came from. And then goddamn Mahomes. Fucking A. The Bills got to beat them. Okay? Seriously. not only will you help your own legacy and give yourself a chance to end the nonsense of your own curse. I don't know if it's the curse of O.J. Simpson. As Joe Martinez in one of his 8 million accounts is back, he says, you mean like the piece of shit Jared Goff? Look, asshole, all you're doing is saying what I'm saying. I've already said Campbell should get fired. Goff should get cut. Did you just show up here to fucking repeat all the shit that I said, you stupid cock? Buffalo has the opportunity to rid us of Mahomes and Kelsey and Taylor Swift and all that madness. And if you assholes in Buffalo don't end this shit, all right, fuck you too. So Chris D says we're all rooting for Chris in Buffalo's Buffalo Bills, right? Yeah, absolutely. That's the only team worth anything. Chris says not Stu's Buffalo Bills. Chris's. No, Stu McAllister is not allowed to root for the Buffalo Bills. Trash, not allowed to root for the Buffalo Bills. Fuckface, useless bladder Martinez writes, Chiefs and Commanders in the Super Bowl. Well, first of all, shut the fuck up. Second of all, if it is the Chiefs and the Commanders, then the Commanders have to win. I am so goddamn pissed off about that goddamn Lions game. This weekend, I was at the Camper and RV show. I got a couple stories from that to tell you to finish the show up for you in just a second. But I'm way behind on my sponsors, so just hang tight right there and enjoy these. I know you will. I've got an accountant on the show. It's Tag Accounting and CPA Services. Reach out at 616-301-9516 to get your taxes done. From no matter where you are in the U.S., get on their radar today by reaching out at 616-301-9516. You can also email Troy at tagcpa.net or go to the website right here, tagcpa.net. Look at that. A+ rating, BBB. That means like Better Business Bureau. That's a big deal. That's not easy. Thank you. Tag Accounting. Let's see. Asshole writes, I told you not to get your hopes up, didn't I? Yeah, I'm telling you the same thing about your bladder. Shut the fuck up, pendejo. Anyway. Thank you, TC Paintball. Online at tcpaintballgr.com. Book an event today. Check them out online and go to their pro shop where they have everything you need. You can book a party for your bachelor crew, kids in the neighborhood, maybe even the bachelorette party or workplace team building at tcpaintballgr.com. Buy your cannabis from the Green Medicine Shop, thegreenmedicineshop.com. Great place in Greenville, Michigan. If you are canna curious, what does that mean? Everybody's smoking pot. I think I want to try it. Or you know, not everybody likes to smoke pot, but they like the effects of THC, so they take the gummies. All right, fine. They have all those things. All those products at the Green Medicine Shop, Michigan's new 21-plus facility. 18 to 21 can get cannabis products too there with a med card. Get your license at the website, thegreenmedicineshop.com. Martinez says, I slept good after they lost. I told everyone at the Griffins game they would lose. You are a cock. Never forget that. Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. online at mypolicyshop.com. He'll get you situated on everything you need for healthcare.gov or Obamacare, which may be called Trump Care before it's too long. When it comes to haircuts, I go to King's Room Barbershop, and you should too. Online at kingsroom.net. 3 locations: Northland Drive, Caledonia, 821 36th Street in Wyoming, Michigan. They are awesome. Haircuts is going to set you back $19. So if you're a dude, you get your haircut at King's Room Barbershop, or a chick with short hair. They've been doing it for more than 50 years. When you go to kingsroom.net, it has the exact locations and the schedules of everybody, so your personal stylist might be at a different place depending on the day. Get all the info at kingsroom.net. Finally today, and I rotate these, so not every day is the same. Some days, one sponsor's at the top of the show, and the next day they might be on the bottom. Today, bringing up the rear is Kuiper Tree Care. All right. Really, really excited for this group of people because they've been doing an outstanding job, and they're just now starting to get the recognition that they deserve. Go to KuiperTreeCare.com, Kuiper treecare.com. They take care of my trees here, as do all of my sponsors I work with personally on that level, and then I talk about them here on this show. Kuiper Tree Care, they cut down this ugly-ass fucking Japanese pear tree we had. They trimmed up my silver maple, and they ground the stump down on the pear tree. Everything fantastic. Go to KuiperTreeCare.com, Kuiper treecare.com at 616-828-8225. So I'm at the camper trailer and RV show, back to the scene of the crime where I bought that lemon 1 year ago. I'm there on behalf of Impact Power Sports. I said to Drew and Ron at Impact, hey, I'm going to be back. I'm going to go harass the guy who sold me the fraud bus. They go, okay, give him hell. So I'm looking for the dude. Now, I want to be perfectly honest with you. The vehicle is a piece of shit. All right? The guy who sold it to me is not. The dealership I bought it from is not. The manufacturer who made the fraud bus is shit, and they make shit products. Never again will I buy one of their products. I will buy something else. I will do my necessary research. This is on me, too. I didn't do the old Nick in the Arena research project when it came to this big purchase, and that's on me. But still, when you buy something, you would expect it to work. It fell apart on me. I'm dreading getting it out for the season this year. So I see my guy. He's sitting in another fraud bus. So somebody's going to buy this fraud bus. And there's a few people that are inside of it that are like, wow, this is the bus of our dreams. And dude is there, like, seated in, I can see him sitting in it with these people. I'm on the floor of the facility looking at him through the open doorway. And I send him a text. It says, I see where you're seated. How mad would you be if I burst into there and told everyone in there to not buy these products and to run? So he gets the text. He's actually looking at his phone at something else when he gets the text. And he opens it. And I see his face. His eyes like shoot open. And he's looking around trying to see where I'm at. But he can't see me. So then he gets up. He walks out. Now it's time to reveal. I walk up to him and he sees me. He goes, and he has this look in his face like of concern. He goes, please don't. Please don't. I said, fuck you. I'm like, come on, you asshole. Like I'd really do that. I go, how are you? And we had a long talk. And the next day, I happened to be there too for another reason. And I brought Pooh Bear. And I go, there he is. Get him. And he's like, oh, no. Tyler says, Quote, have you guys ever used your hand to plunge a toilet? Well, you will if you buy this RV. Oh no. Fantastic. So I basically rubbed his nose in shit for a few minutes and then got the fuck out of there. I still love him dearly, even though I got ripped off. A lot of people say, easy, how can you do that? It's still on him. Yeah, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. This is a friend of mine. As you all know, I am the most congenial, the most forgiving, and humble person that exists. Goldfish memory. I love Chad. I don't think he had anything to do with this. And when I would constantly bitch to the dealership, they were nothing but accommodating to me. They were they also would pay me regularly. I cashed more than one check from them for all of the gas I spent going back to be made whole. They did all the things I asked. And right now it is in storage, fully repaired, and I have no current problem with it. But there's always next year. So I found myself saying, hoping for a better year this year. Hoping for a better year. Chris says, I can't wait till spring. Well, that's very disheartening because you know that it's going to hit the fan. Chris says it'll be a new segment every Monday. Fuckface pendejo cocksucker says, like the Lions, waiting on a better year. I love how you're a I told you so guy. Nobody likes I told you so guy, okay? Walk up to your children and say, do you like it when I say I told you so? How does that make you feel when I say I told you so? Chris says, Joe Martinez hasn't been seen the last 4 months because he's had nothing to say. Exactly. Molly says, man, easy. Leave the poor guy alone. Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. Trust me. He deserves every bit of this, Molly. Chris says, fair play for showing up the one time you were. So, yeah, Joe, you aren't here for the last 4 months. Lions win 15 games. You're absent. And now here you are. They lose 1 game. That's a little silly, in my opinion. All right. While I'm at it, speaking of the Lions, at Impact Power Sports, they have a beautiful golf cart that you can buy, and it's Honolulu blue. It's a Yamaha golf cart. It's fantastic. Drew at Impact Power Sports on Sunday, because the game is Saturday night. Sunday, he shows back up to the, what do you call it? RV show. And he's just, dealing with customers, people who are interested in getting a golf cart or whatever. And then he goes over to the area where the Lions one is. And all these people have spit on it. I see him, I go, hey, how's it going? He goes, well, I keep having to clean boogers and snot and spit on the Lions golf cart because everyone's spitting on it now. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. What kind of sick son of a bitch. Joe, I didn't know you were at the Camper and RV show. What type of animal are you to do that? There was also a drunk bitch. I'm at the Impact Power Sports display. It's me, Drew, and Ron, which is Drew's dad. And Ron is still as spunky as ever, a little older, but he's in a little, what do they call those things? A Amigo, because he has a mobility problem with his hip. So he's seated behind the desk. They've got a little makeshift desk there in case you wanted more information about a golf cart. And he's sitting there being sweet as he always is. And I'm standing up in front of the table with Drew. And all of a sudden, a lady comes walking between Drew and I, and she got a drink in her hand. And she goes, "Excuse me," and she like walks right in front of us, in between us, and then now she's talking to Ron, old guy, and she goes, "You know, this guy here is rude," and I don't see or hear this, but I pick up on it. Earlier, she was shit-faced and making an ass out of herself sitting in one of the golf carts. And Drew said, "Ma'am, you're intoxicated, and I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Can you please leave our merchandise? Can you please go?" Well, she didn't like that. So she gets drunker and then shows up to now have a word with Drew's dad. "Yeah, this guy's the problem. This guy's so... You guys can fire him." And she's shit. And then Ron, the old timer, he's just looking at her like this. Now, she has no idea how much jeopardy her life is in right now. She thinks that Ron is like going to give her a pass, you know? Like he looks like he's harmless or something like that. But far from the truth, frankly. She's lucky she wasn't killed. Finally, Drew leans in. He goes, "Ma'am, look, I didn't do anything. You're intoxicated. You were intoxicated then. You're more intoxicated now. You got to go." All right? And then I saw the husband. The husband is there, like, tapping his foot and being annoyed. And I can tell he's like a beta male. So he's like, "Come on, honey. Let's go. We got to go. Let's move on." And I'm like, "Oh, this is disgusting. This guy has no balls. His drunk bitch wife is accosting random people for telling her to leave because she's so intoxicated. And this pussy can't even grab her by the fucking hair and get her the fuck out of there, which is what he should have done. Let's be honest here. Everybody within the sound of my voice and in that room wanted that guy to go up and grab her by the fucking hair and pull her drunk ass the fuck out of there and throw her in the goddamn car. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my God. For the asshole of the day last Friday, it was video game pedos. I barely remember what the fuck that means. Asshole of the day nominations. Bob says, asshole of the day, Washington. What do you mean by that? You mean the state of Washington? Do you mean Washington, D.C.? Do you mean the Washington Commanders? I would never make it the Washington Commanders. Molly says, for letting Trump become president. My dear, come on now. You're a hell of a lot more mature. A hell of a lot more mature than that. The election happened. The voters spoke. The quicker you wrap your mind around that, the better day you're going to have. Let's see. Nominations for 2. Amanda and Joe. Jeremy gets a nomination. Amanda is definitely in the running for announcing the big gnarly shit she took. But I think more so for the this is hard and I hate it. Her attitude about the fat-a-thon. Martinez, yeah, I think he can definitely be an asshole of the day. But I'm still not sure. Chris says hero of the day, Zane for going scorched earth, healing all of us from the Lions. Yeah, it's up to me to do that, and you're welcome. I'm glad to do it. The Lions are a fucking fraud, shit, sham of a team. And they are no better now than they were when they went 0-16. So fuck your moral victory. Fuck your we had a great year. You're a humiliated pile of shit team. Fuck you, fuck off, and die. The Detroit Lions are the assholes of the day. And that's in a day when Joe Martinez has been nothing but an asshole. Amanda is a total asshole. Jeremy is a fucking asshole. And, yeah, there's a lot of assholes. Not to mention Trump. He's a fucking asshole, too. Trump's an asshole for saying there's only two genders. Fuck you. Fuck off. Have a great day. I will talk to you a little bit later on the Patreon bonus podcast, where I'm sure it's going to be awesome like it always is every single day. Okay. Till then, have a good one, folks. Thank you, and bye-bye.